Welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama, the podcast that is a podcast.
It is kind of a podcast that's been a podcast for we're coming up on almost a year of podcasting.
That's crazy. We do have to do a podcast meetup. We got to figure out some way to do that.
I'd say we just go Lexington because we could literally go to Bull City, Goose and the Monkey, any of those things, and just meet up with anybody. So then we're just hanging out eating pizza and stuff instead of...
Better idea. We rent out the Greensboro Coliseum, okay? Because then it's infinitely more funny when only 4 people show up.
Or nobody.
That's right, yeah. So, like, imagine Greensboro Coliseum employees have to come in.
Do you have like $100,000 to rent that, though?
Is it $100,000?
Guarantee it's got to be like something stupid. They only have like the biggest... if you wanted that grandeur, you couldn't do it with like renting one of the small... rental areas. You'd have to rent the whole Coliseum.
How much to rent a Coliseum? I just found out today I don't know how to spell Coliseum. How much to rent a Coliseum?
The Greensboro Coliseum.
How much to rent a large crane for a day? A Bugatti for one day? Who needs to rent a Bugatti for one day?
Influencers. That's literally what influencers do.
What?
They're like, look at how rich I am. See my car? Look at how cool this car is.
And then their friend was like, oh, man, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it.
I only have it for the hour.
Right, yeah, that's it. That's all I could afford.
Well, that's what, what's that? It starts with a T, I think. There's some sort of luxury car rental thing. Luxury car rental. And you can rent nice cars. What's the name of it?
We were going to do it for a video one day, weren't we?
Turo is the...
What was that skit about that we were going to rent a car for?
Was it a classic car?
I don't remember. I remember we were wanting to rent a car for a skit one time.
Well, you get wild ideas. You're like, we should just do this. Let's buy all this stuff. And I'm like, oh. We can probably figure out how to do this for cheaper. You're like, nah. If we want it to be good, we got to spend the money. And I'm like, oh.
Are you going to be like that when we're making movies?
I'll probably still be the frugal guy that's like, hey, can we figure out a way to do this without blowing? Like, we don't need to buy the mansion to film at the mansion. No, we need to own it because then I can get into character and really feel.
So for viewers or for listeners who are unaware, and I'm going to have Dylan back me up on this, but not explain the reasons why. But it's a whole new Mike at work. Like, he's more locked in. So it's just been pestering me to just like write some movies, get them out there. My plan is, and this is the plan, and it's going to work. I'm going to say this plan to people. Dylan said, don't talk about plans because then I won't do them.
We don't have good,
but it's not a viewership plan. So if it happens, they're just like, oh, I wonder if Mike ever did that. But I have an idea. I can, all right, write a script for a banging ass movie, all right? We could sell that script and then use that money to make a movie.
Or they buy the script with us making the movie. They put the budget behind the movie. That's another option too.
Yeah, but you have to have people attached. If we could get a producer attached, we have a good chance of doing that.
Well, a lot of people do that. Like, a producer will put up money. So, yeah.
But I do think, like, because they have like a couple reputable script platforms that actually work. So I think we do that. And then if that doesn't work, we just use the social media presence of gathering people behind it to fucking... Everything right now is just, it's all IPs, like known IPs. There's no movie that's just a movie.
Yeah. Well, they just don't get as much love. There's a lot of good stuff out there that just doesn't go far. But also, it's a different day and age. You don't have movie theaters to go to. People are just like,
a walk amongst the wild weeds? What is that? I'm just going to watch the Sonic movie.
I try to watch random movies, but they still got big actors in them. Like that new one with Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't remember.
I know which one you're
Battle
talking
After
about. Yeah.
Battle, something like that. And that was actually a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty banging.
I haven't watched it yet. I think I'm going to watch it this weekend.
I like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, I wish he didn't like...
As an actor, yeah.
I wish he didn't like children, but Well, 18-year-olds,
which are
children.
children. Yeah, that's a pretty kid age.
I've always connected with him. Like, I think he's like a good actor, and like in his characters, like you feel that attachment to him. So
because he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the weirdness. Maybe I just got to get more weird to be able to act properly.
So I can't find like, and I'm wondering if these are smaller areas, but it says we can get it for between $5,000 minimum fee or 12% of gross admission receipts, or if it's a non-ticketed event, $18,000 per performance.
That's not bad.
No.
It's probably like,
all right, so check out our Kickstarter for
yeah, we're gonna rent out the Greensboro Coliseum, guys, and we're gonna have the first ever. So what it'll be is we could do Mike and Dylan, or we could do a Mike and Dylan hate drama episode. We could do a Two Daddies Judge a Baddies episode, and then a meet and greet after.
I think we should go for, like, I mean, if we're really gonna do it, we should go for the Panthers Stadium.
Bank of America. That's a stadium. We're not, I think it's funnier,
and then it rains that day.
Yeah, so. I think it's funnier if we lose $15,000 and are not subjected to the weather.
I think it would be funnier if it was raining and we've got a bunch of people out there with just umbrellas.
What would be more hilarious? Okay, or tell me if this would be hilarious. You walk into the Greensboro Coliseum. Okay, you go into the park because a lot of the shit for like comedians and shit like that, they bring their own stuff. Like they have.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got your touring equipment.
And then, the employee walks in there to check everything out, and it's just like a couple of those fucking white tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, Bluetooth speaker. Oh, fuck. We wouldn't have to speaker it. They got that stuff.
Not for, like, I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but yeah, no, technically.
Oh, fuck. So now we got to get a speaker. I wonder how much those are.
Yeah, all the speakers and stuff for a concert, they bring, like, there's tractor trailers filled with all their equipment.
Oh, that fucking sucks. We're not going to be able to do it.
Well, yeah, we got that Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, yeah. I have a shower duck we could do it from.
A shower duck?
Yeah, shower duck. It's a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's what I...
just bring my, like, bass amp and guitar.
I think the duck is funnier. Like, imagine my wife walking into the bathroom and I'm just in there singing with a duck. Just, hello, my friend, we meet again. So it's been a while. Where should we begin?
Quick question. Does your wife listen to music while she's in the shower?
No.
Just you?
She listens to her book, but she just listens to it from her phone.
So that she can rub one out.
Yeah, just like slosh that fucking thing in the fucking shower while her smut book's playing.
But like, I'm the only one in my house that listens to music while I'm in the shower. But I'll like, ever since I was a kid and could get music into the bathroom, like I love listening to music while I shower.
I think something really funny was I was taking a shit before I got in the shower a couple weekends ago. Okay.
On that note, how bad does it suck after you finish a shower and then you have to shit?
And then you feel like you got to shower again. Yeah. But I'm sitting there and I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling and I scroll past a live of Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua boxing match. So I'm like sitting there watching. I'm like, man, I gotta hurry up and hop in the shower. So I put it, because I also, in the other bathroom, we have like a case you can put it in so you can watch your phone or whatever. So I have it in there and I'm taking a shower while watching this boxing match. And like by the fourth round, I was like, man, this is hella gay, ain't it? Like,
I shouldn't be rubbing one out while watching boxing.
Yeah. Should I be erect right now? What is going on?
I'm still trying to imagine a vagina, but like, I don't know, these two.
I just see Anthony Joshua, yeah, and I'm just like, there's my big black boxer boyfriend.
Oh, he's getting all sweaty.
Oh yeah, the sweat's dribbling down his chest. I wish I was running down his chest right now. God.
Did your big boxer boyfriend though, like, open the shower and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what the fuck's going on here? You looking at another big black boxer? How many big black boxers you need in your life? I think there's something wrong with you, Mike. And then he taught me a valuable lesson about loving myself instead of trying to find myself inside of big black boxer boyfriends or them inside of me.
But you do find yourself there sometimes. So
on a side note, I do know what it feels like to be skewered. So people in the Middle Ages had it rough.
Spit roasted?
Yeah, not spit roasted. Spit roasted is where there's a guy in the front, guy in the back. Yeah,
and then you rotate around it.
I remember it was like maybe 2011, and I saw a girl and she was like with her friends, and it was two guys, and she had one behind her and one in front, and then she was like throwing up a peace sign, like smiling. So I click on the comment section and I see someone with her last name that's like, please take this down. I click on it, it's her dad. Like imagine going, just going online and seeing that, and then you just die inside as a father.
What? Because like it was definitely them hooking up.
No.
Oh.
They were just taking a funny picture. Like that was her friends. I don't know if she was fucking sleeping with him or what. I know at that time she had to be like 19, around my age. So
Gotta think of the parents sometimes.
yeah, you gotta be like, man, my dad might see this. Maybe I should not have my mom all friended on Facebook.
So weird.
It is very weird. So I don't know if I want to write viral. I don't know how people take to like more of a comedic script. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to read the script without any inkling of how I have it in my head. I have to use such heavy descriptors. I remember I got to like, and this is the problem with viral too, is I was like on page 130 and I'm just like, I got like fucking 30 more pages until I'm done with the script. And then Vengeance, that was definitely going to be like 150 pages, 2.5 hours.
Yeah. If we're being completely transparent, I'm not a big fan of viral. I don't think it's as sticky as your other ideas.
Well, I think that the only reason I like viral so much is it's so zeitgeist-esque that, you know what I'm saying? Like it has more of a chance. Like if you saw a trailer for it, you would be like, oh yeah, okay. You would resonate more with that than the other ones. Like
I think in 110%, I believe that Vengeance is way more in the here and now of what people fuck with. Like if you see a Western across any of the things, like for the most part, people are watching, Yellowstones and like all those playoffs of that.
Right.
Than they are watching like, I want to be famous on the internet. Like I don't think it's as sticky as what you think it is. I think viral had its moment. Had it been like 5 to 10 years ago, it would be a lot more pertinent. But I don't think there's as many people that imagine themselves as a like, I'm gonna go viral and then I'll be rich and have all this stuff. Like I don't.
Well, no, it's not the movie's not imagining yourself going viral. It's about accidentally going viral. What other movies do I have?
But in order for it to be sticky to an audience, like it has to like it either has to be like stupid interesting to them, and I don't know that necessarily it has all the makings of like what Vengeance has.
I think I'm gonna storyboard like 6 or 7 of them because storyboarding I could storyboard a story in one day. So I think I'm gonna storyboard like 6 or 7 of them and then be like, all right, this is the first, because I just got to get the shit out of my head. And I think if I at least storyboard it, then, but I do that with everything. Like, and to anybody who is like, oh man, I want to write, but just do it. Download like, what's that one?
Fade In.
Yeah, Fade In. Any of the script writing platforms, bro, it helps you. Like you don't have to learn how to
structure it.
Yeah, you don't have to learn how to format it. And it's a really big help. But just write. And it'll help you get better just doing it. Because the biggest thing too is if you want to get the distance from like starting something is much greater than the distance of being bad at something to getting good at something. So just start by doing it. The only thing that sucks really too is like writing when like, your daughter's like, hey dad, when are we going to play Call of Duty? And I was like, oh, just give me like 30 more minutes. She's like, all right. Comes back in. When are we going to play Call of Duty? And then I'm just like, I'm looking at what a character says. And it's like, when we're going to play Call of Duty. I'm like, fuck. So that is tough.
See, I think that's the problem though, is you want to get it done in a weekend. Like you don't have to get it done in a weekend. You choose to do that. That's your choice.
I just get like tunnel vision on it though.
But yeah, I mean, but that's your personality more so than anything. Like you wanted to stream and all of a sudden it's like, we got to buy this, we got to do this. And then I'm going to stream and we're going to do this for 40 hours a week and
it's my weakness.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then you gas out in a week. And so the thing is like, rather than looking at it as like, you have to conquer this mountain, like And it goes with the podcast and everything. Is it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So like if you gas out in the first mile of a marathon, you're still fucked for the next 25 miles. But if you slow jog it and then like push it at the end to get it over the finish line, that's different. And you never look at anything as a marathon. It's always a sprint of like, we got to get this thing done. And then when it gets done and it doesn't get received the way that you want it to, then you feel like you're like let down by it. But if
really
you would
take my time and get it good and put together.
Yeah, if you were to spend 30 minutes to an hour every day, in a month you have the script.
The only thing that sucks too, man, is like I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do it how I normally do it. Like with when I wrote Viral, like there's a lot of moments that are not necessary. I just like get into it and I get very descriptive and shit like that. So I think I'm gonna do, like you said, just kind of take it slow. I think I'm gonna do it kind of like scene by scene. Because that's just the easiest way to fucking, write 3 to 5 pages at a time, kind of like you said. But I think I'm going to just come at Dylan with like a fucking 300-page script. And I'm like, hey, bud, I know we got to cut this down to like, 200 pages.
That'll be easy enough.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I could cut it to 120.
Right. Yeah. No, 150 is definitely like, at no point do I think that we would be able to, honestly, and I'm a big fan of just make it like the story is as long as it is good. So,
well, and that's the thing though, is it's something that said when you're doing creative stuff is kill your darlings. There's so much in a creative piece that you feel is necessary, but then like if you were to actually have somebody watch it, like there's 30 minutes of wasted time of just like like we could accomplish this in 3 minutes. Why does it have to be a 30-minute like side quest of this? It doesn't. All we have to do is have the catalyst hit and then, the action go to now you're on this other adventure. It doesn't have to be explained in depth. And so that's a hard part because especially when you're so intimately connected with it, you're like, no, it needs this. It needs it. No, you want it. You need it. But the audience does not need. Like, I mean, for example, the finale of Stranger Things, like they felt they needed to wrap up all these things in these long extended fucking things. No, like you could just show the like Nancy and all them at a bar just having some drinks.
Right.
Like, and that could have been a minute and a half scene. Instead, it's like 15 minutes. Like, why we don't need to like go through all the, oh man, oh, how's your movie going? Blah, blah, blah. No, just like fucking, okay, they're cool. They're still hanging out. We should get together more often. Done. Out. But then they extended that shitty part of the show, which is hundreds of hours of a fucking movie. That scene did not need to be that long. Wrap it up. It's like press that fucking Dave Chappelle button. Like wrap it up, B.
Right. Yeah.
Like just wrap it up. We're done. We're out of here.
All right. What other films is there? That's why
I still want to do that exorcism one.
That one is me and you have to make that to get it done. Because anybody I show that script to, they're gonna be like, what is a scary movie?
But see, that's in my mindset. I'd rather us go for that than to try and sell a script. Because I would much rather us do Vengeance. Like I would like us to, whether we act in it, whether we, do all of it, I still would like us to be part of it. Like I don't necessarily want to just sell a script and then like that become the thing. I'd rather us make a decently funded movie. I mean, like Andrew Bowser, like just get some sort of funding to execute a movie at a high level and then put that out there into the world, get whatever from it. And then also when you go to sell that script, you have something to say like, no, there's success behind this. Like if in any way this name is attached to it and these guys that created it, there's going to be success here. So
I'll write the script and then we'll kind of be like, can we do this? Do we want to do this?
I think that would be so much fun to execute.
I think that I should play the main bad guy. I think I could pull off a good
in Vengeance.
Yeah. Good sadistic character and shit like that. I have to lose some weight. That's the only problem.
I don't know. I think the weight actually fits that
Fat
character.
villain. Well, no, like if you got like a fucking gut and like love handles and shit like that, I think that he would be just like he could be a big guy. Like he could be like a burlier dude, but not a fat guy. It does also like audiences don't like fat villains. You know what I'm saying? Like, how good is a fat villain if he can't even take care of himself? Like, how is he supposed to take care of his enemies if he can't take care of himself? How many fat villains can you name right now?
I can't think of villains that like really I put in. Like, I mean, for one thing, you then have to. There is a fat villain in Sinners. Oh
yeah. Well, he doesn't start off as a villain, but
yeah, but he ends up being the villain.
He does, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Betrayer. He's a betrayer.
A betrayer?
Yeah. So yeah, and I think what we'll do too, like if I end up like we have our whole life, what me and Dylan does is always moving. There's different pieces going on and stuff like that. So if we do end up pulling the trigger on this after we get it copywritten, we'll read it on the podcast. We'll do a little table read of it. And then you'll just go into the movie and be like, wait till this part. And it's like, how the fuck do you know? This is the first fucking day it's out. And it's just like, just wait. Because I am going to have one of those. It's going to have like, oh, fuck moment in it. Like, I just like it. I'm a big fan of, Psycho from Dusk Till Dawn. Like the scene in Scream where what's that bitch's name from 50 First Dates?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can imagine her, but.
Yeah, because everybody thought, like, she was the main character of the movie, and then she dies, so.
Scream, wasn't it Carmen Electra that was the first one that died?
That's a scary movie.
Scary movie. They all are in the exact same universe for me.
Fuck, what is her name? I won't think of it real quick. I'm going to get it. And it is. No, don't look it up.
I'm going to look it up.
Don't look it up. It is. God damn it. Why are you doing this, brain? Give me the first letter of her name, and I'm going to give you the full name. Wait, no.
No.
Yeah, it was Carmen Electra. Yeah. That in Scary Movie. But in Scream, it was. Give me the first letter, Dylan.
I'm trying to find it. It's giving me the actual.
Just look up 50 First Dates, and then you'll get her name because she's a star in the movie.
It says the first character to die in Scream is not who you're thinking. She's not in 50 First Dates. Oh, it is 50 First Dates. Okay, I don't know why, but mine was going to fucking The Notebook. It's Drew Barrymore.
Oh, you fucker. Why did you would have gave me D. I'd have been like, dang.
I did not remember Drew Barrymore was in fucking Scream. It's been that long since
I like stuff like that, though. But if there's purpose behind it, not like a shock and awe. It actually fits the narrative. You know which death I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Native American scene. And it's just such a good fucking well put together piece that now I got to put it together. And then, like I said, we'll cut it down. Dylan will make the dialogue a little bit better. The only problem is I need to get with a expert on like 6-shooters and shit like that.
What, for the dialogue?
Yeah, like how the fuck am I supposed to train somebody on how to use a gun if I don't know how to, I'm like, you pull it out, you pull the hammer back, and then you shoot. Like, I don't know if I can adequately do that or 80s montage.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it doesn't, we can put it together in it.
Like, they could be out there just he could be shooting at bottles and shit.
Not
like that. It's like, come on, boy.
This is the trigger lever right here, and then you take this part and do it. Like, you don't need all.
You got to line it the fuck up. What are you going to do when you come across the gang? And, I'm going to tell you what, they're real good at shooting people. Oh, I'm going to put that fucking line in there when he's training the kid and fucking getting them to do it. Maybe like a little Shane in The Walking Dead scene where he's training fucking whatever the blonde Andrea. He's training Andrea, and he's like, "You gotta fucking shoot it. You gotta fucking hit it in the side." I love John Bernthal though. I love his. I'm watching a show right now called Hers and His.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. He plays a Shane-esque character in that though. But then he's like, imagine they just like they got your sister, like, because her sister had just died, and then she's just like, and then walks away, and he's like, I went a little bit overboard, but they get you die. So that's the whole thing is you can't go out here and be like, I want to kill all these zombies and I want to go on these missions, and then we're sitting here saving somebody's ass the whole time. So
it's funny because watching The Walking Dead, I disliked Shane. And then so like I had to detach his character from John so that I could like watch other things because like I disliked Shane so much. But then by the end of The Walking Dead, I was like, they just made what's the main guy?
Rick. Into Shane.
They just made him into like a weak, feckless like dude through that period. And then like looking back on it, I'm like, oh man, I really like I kind of just wish
also
Rick
when
would
they
have died.
Yeah, the governor sucked. I mean, he's an all right villain, but he's just like, I guess it's all right.
I think the hard part is like going from watching it as it was on TV and like falling in love with the show and then watching it again with like all these other examples of how shows can be done like excellently. It almost went into the old school TV arc of just like, we're just going to have this thing be a soap opera for the next 15 years. Right. And it's just like all this nonsensical shit that's going on that doesn't make sense. It's not dragging the story forward. It's just like we're watching a soap opera of some love triangles and some like, and it's just garbage. And then
the only thing I hate, and I hope we can do it in the future when we make a show, is that if there's a monster, we keep the monster scary. Like, because there's in The Walking Dead, it's just like there's 40 zombies, no diff, easy, fuck them all up. And then when the plot calls for it, these 2 zombies, big problem. How the fuck are we going? It's probably going to kill a main character. Like, we don't know what to do.
I just thought, like, as soon as you said that, I was like, because I watched the documentary of the Stranger Things last season, and they loaded the beginning. They're like, when people fall in love with characters like this and they spend so much time, like, you really got to make sure you end it in a way that makes them happy. And I was like, okay. Like,
knowing that everybody hates the ending, and it's just
well, and because like that's the thing is like I do not shit on the ending as much as you do, but you guys didn't execute it in a way that you could say you did justice to the story. So,
but during the execution, they didn't execute either, and it's just like, yeah, we're shooting a scene, the script's not even written yet.
Yeah,
like it's not even finished, and we're shooting the scene, and fuck that 100%. That documentary was a hit piece by Netflix on the Duffer Brothers because they're going to Paramount. I know they had another project with Netflix. Netflix canceled it. So
did they?
Yeah. So I don't think they're on the best terms.
So what? They're still doing Stranger Things like reboots,
the spinoffs and shit. Yeah, but it won't be Duffer Brothers.
Oh, it's not.
No.
They just bought it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when that's the thing with Netflix though. Like Netflix originals, they own it. Like that's theirs. They're not going to release it. It's the problem with like Squid Games. When Squid Games came out, the creator of Squid Games, I think he made like $3 to $5 million, and Squid Games the first season made $375 million, and they were like, big disparity here. I think Netflix did like
make good on it.
Yeah, it was like, oh, here's $60 million. We're sorry. Which I'm sorry. But if I wrote a series and then a big company was like, here's $3 to $5 million, thank you. I'd bow to them. Just thank you, my lord.
Well, especially like, I mean, the hard part is like when you do create a universe that then lives with them. I forgot what it was. What was the story that I was?
George Lucas' Star Wars?
No, there was a TV show that had like a pretty good base to it, but then like they can't create any offshoots of it because it still resides in this area. And I can't remember. If it comes to me, I'll bring it up. But it's one of those things where like you create something that's really cool, and then if you don't want to accept the terms, you can't just then take your universe and move it over here and be like, okay, now we're going to continue. Oh, it was the Sons of Anarchy thing. So like they created this new show called The Abandoned, I think is what it's called.
Well, they also had the one that started with the M, right?
Yeah, the Mayans.
Yeah.
But they created all that, and then now what is his name? Kurt Sutter is now over on like Paramount or one of the other platforms as The Abandoned.
Did you ever play God of War?
Yeah.
Opie's going to be Kratos from God of War. And that's like the first time I've seen casting where I was like, fuck yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, so Kurt Sutter moved this, he's got this other show and it's back in like, prospecting times. And he has Opie. He has one of the guys from the Mayans. He has like, there's like 4 or 5 people from, what's the girl or the lady that was in Married with Children and also Sons of Anarchy.
Oh my God. It's not Gina. No. What the fuck is her name?
Yeah, I'm looking at the
intro. she was no quarterback that fucking won state championships, so nobody remembers her name.
I saw a comment on that.
Katie Seagal.
Yeah. And she's in it.
Why did I think Gina?
And then also homegirl from X-Files.
Couldn't tell you her name.
Oh, I used to remember, or I remembered it when I was watching the show.
It's Scully's character,
yeah,
right?
Scully. No, I can't remember her name now.
Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson, that's it. I had a crush on her when my parents watched X-Files.
The lady from Law and Order SVU, I had a big crush on her.
I was always cougar hunting on TV shows.
Me too, yeah. And now she just looks like a Gila monster.
Who?
The lady from Law and Order SVU.
Does she?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Let me see if I can find it.
It's not right to judge women's appearances, Mike,
I can, and I will.
Unless you're telling them they're beautiful, and that's the only thing you can ever say.
Right. But they can call you like short and shit like that. And
did you see the MAGA guy, the black guy that went to some sort of conference or something dressed up in gray sweatpants and a MAGA shirt and a MAGA hat?
Wait, what?
There was a black guy that went and he posted a picture of himself at like some sort of convention or anything. He's like, liberals are too scared to. Yeah. I mean, she looks like she's aged.
I'm trying to find out where she's had the work done though.
But yeah, there was a guy that went to some sort of convention or gathering of people, and he's like, the liberals are too scared to say anything to me. And so then there's just all these comments about people like giving him shit.
Yeah, I think what I looked at was fake because she looks like a normal person in all these. Yeah. I could have swore I seen one where she had worked. I thought I was watching an episode too. I don't know. But what were you talking about? Because I was paying no attention to what the fuck you were saying.
I noticed you were. So there was this black guy that went.
All right, there was a black man.
And he was dressed up in like a MAGA hat and a MAGA shirt and then gray sweatpants. And he was all pissed off, he was basically talking shit like, oh, none of the weak ass liberals wanted to say nothing to me. And so then people are just flaming him in the comments. Like, for one thing, everybody's like, yeah, we don't give a shit if you, like, we're not going to talk to you. Like, do you want us to? He's like, will that make you feel better if we fight with you? But then if we fight with you, then we're weak and feckless but then everybody was roasting him because they're like, those gray sweatpants were wasted on you. You don't even have a bulge. Like, and all this stuff just roasting him. And I wish I could find that fucking picture because it was hilarious. I mean, but that's the funny thing is he went out as a spectacle to try and get somebody to like,
and then
rage
they were
bait
upset.
him.
It's like the painter dude. We're not going to mention his name, but you know which situation.
Yeah, you start your own controversy. Either which way this plays out. Either people are like, hey, you look like a tool, blah, blah, blah. Because, like, I'm sorry, when you start fucking wearing a billboard for your president, like, you're starting to, it's not that cool of a fan club.
I know we were, me and Dylan were wanting to do skits, but we just we was like, we're going to focus on the podcast. There was one where it's like my country ancestor comes back to life. And then I explained to him what Republicans and Democrats are. So he's like, I see that man right there. And so the guy that has the picture of his president on his hat and then a shirt with his picture on it, and then his truck's his truck has many stickers of the president on it. So those are the gay ones, right? And it's like, no.
They hate the gays, supposedly.
Right, yeah.
Although Grindr shuts down every time they come to town.
Every time, man, they're just like, let me find a gay little liberal I can sleep with tonight. And if you say something, I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill you.
Well, that was the thing back, I mean, even in the 2000s, like it was always the family values Republicans that would get caught in like a truck stop bathroom trying to get a blowjob or something. Like it's okay to be gay.
Have you seen the Whitest Kid You Know glory hole skit?
I don't think so, no.
That's so good. So he's like at a glory hole and his wife comes up and she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And he's like, babe, look, I understand what I've done is wrong. Like he's speaking real slowly. And she's like, take your dick out of the glory hole. And he was like, I will. All right. But listen.
Yeah, I think I have seen it now.
It's so fucking funny.
Well, and that's the thing is I don't know. I guess in most of those cases, it's probably somebody you don't want sucking your dick on the other side of that glory hole wall, especially if you're in like a truck stop.
Oh, yeah. It's always a guy on the other end. Like there is, I don't know. Fetishes are so weird. Or the episode of 2 Days Judge Baddies that drops today, that one has tulpas. And tulpas is people who created completely fictional characters in their mind. And I don't know. It's just like gay with extra steps. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to. Well, I guess some of these people do have to imagine their partner because they can't actually get a human being. Do you know how bad you got to be at just in general with love if you can't get a man or a woman to have sex with you?
Well, and your standards are something like, you know, you don't have to have the best looking partner. It needs to be more so like the whole romance part of it where you can actually charm somebody into wanting to spend time with
I ain't gonna lie with you, but the story from last week where the dude imagined the cockroach.
Yeah.
Like that's 6 arms that could be fucking jacking you off, playing with your butthole, fuck yeah, rubbing your nipples, like all at the same time. Yeah. The only thing you got to do is like get past the pincers and the weird abdomen with the eggs in the belly and shit like that. And Ogtha.
Out of all the things that you could fuck, why would it be a damn
cockroach? Right. Poor Pokemon, man. Pokemon can't come out with a new generation of Pokemon without the fucking weebs being like, that's the one I want to fuck.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah, that's really a fucking thing.
Then they come up with porn to fit alongside of it. Yeah, I've never like I have frequented the old porn sites and been looking through like all the categories and everything, and like there's the cartoon one, and I'm like,
I've never been let me click on this Family Guy porn to see what this is about.
Or the fucking anime, like with a Asian chick with the tiniest little fucking pencil waist with the biggest like gigantic tits. Like, I'm sorry, that none of that does it for me.
And if she exists, by the way, which she doesn't want you. All right. She doesn't want just like a fucking big old fat guy, neck beard, me. So pretty much the person I am right now. She doesn't want that.
The weirdest thing though is like when I go on to those sites, I want to see a normal woman. Like I don't want to see one with big fake tits. I don't want to see one that's like had a bunch of work done. Like I actually.
Sometimes a big fake ass will do something for me though.
No.
They're a little, look, and here's the thing about guys too, is like we could be like, we don't like fake tits. But if a woman was like, you want me to show you my fake tits? We'd be like, yes, please. Yes.
There's a difference between reality. But like when I'm in that moment, I'm like, I want to see somebody that I would actually probably have sex with.
Right.
This is going to be in reality based, not because like I want to imagine that this is actually happening, not like some fantastic. But that's the craziest thing though, is these guys that can't get a normal woman aren't looking at a normal woman. They're looking for this fantastical one. And it's like, well, maybe if your standards weren't that, you just.
Well, we did have the one submission of that porn guy who wanted to find a normal woman, you know? He was just like, man, or normal monster woman. No, that was the one that came up with Octa, right? No,
there was 2 monster ones in that.
He was like, why can't we just have a monster woman? Like there's ones with orc women. And I'm just like, bro, imagine how that coochie smells, dog. An orc woman, don't take baths ever.
But like to feel like you need, for one thing, make your own space. If you want to be in that, start writing your own stories, which I think they said they were. But there's a reason why women have all these things. And if you want to be part of that space, you have to then create it, because right now, for the most part, guys aren't listening to an audio book about a fucking monster chick. They're just not. Women are. They're flicking their bean to it every single day.
Every day. My wife's probably flicking her bean right now to just a smut book of situations that'll never happen in real life.
And that's fine, because they're mostly mental with their turn-ons. Like, they'd probably rather do that than watch. I would rather watch, because I'm trying to make this done. I've got shit I got to do. I got to get this done and over with, and I'm not making this an experience.
Right. That is the funny thing about women too, is guys will be like, she's just always so tired. We'll do things that take away the tired from her. That's all you got to do, bud. Just take away those things. Like or what was it, 2 days ago? I told Dylan, I was like, hey man, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time with my wife. So, I'll be 30 minutes late to work. And as soon as I got in the car, he was like, were y'all doing it? And I was like, yeah.
I said, did you get some morning loving?
Because all I did, I was like, man, I'm pretty horny this morning. I was like, hey babe, you want a massage? And she was like, oh yeah. I was like, gotcha, bitch. Gotcha.
You should do your nice guy. Welcome to my.
Yeah. She's falling right into my trap. Yes. Fuck, man, I want to make a goddamn movie so bad. Maybe we make an ice mockumentary. I think that'd be funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shot in the neck though, so I avoid political situations.
It's just so wild that this shit that I'm seeing on Facebook and I guess Facebook I've stopped a couple times for a friend that posted something and seeing what's going on, and with what's going on, that's a big topic that everybody's talking about. But it just seems like crazy when people are like, this is blah, 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 this is overreach, and this is blah, blah, blah. And people are like, this is what we voted for. And I'm like, really? You voted for this?
And it's the side that was like, we got all these guns for tyranny. Tyranny's here. Use them, guys. God damn. We would imagine.
But it's my flavor of tyranny.
Imagine.
I like this tyranny.
And to the Republican listeners, I want you to really listen to what I'm saying right now. Imagine, okay? There's this big ice thing going on in the biggest city, and you're like, all right, I'm going to go down there. All right. And you're lined up with guns, and you see all these protesters that are like, in this fucking tyranny, it's weird to deputize people that don't need to be deputized and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, y'all turn around and face them too. That's America. That's America. Y'all would be the most bad. I'm sorry. That is your Sons of Anarchy, your Yellowstone badass moment right there.
Well, that's the fantasy that it's always been, but now that they feel like they're being represented, I'm sorry, but this is not the America that.
Are you a billionaire? You are not represented in this country, Republican or Democrat. Unless you're a billionaire, you are not represented at all in this country. But here's the thing too, man. What if this is all a ploy, okay, to get us to stand together? We thought it was division, but it ends up getting us to stand together.
You're not going to.
I don't think the amount of I think the amount of Republican and Democrat is 50-50. I think the amount of people who support ICE is way less than that. I think it's probably about 75-25. 75 do not like ICE. 25% are just like, yeah. But I guarantee you, if there were to be a civil war in this country, people are just like, ICE fucking killing people, and it sparked a civil war. There would be infinitely more Republicans that join the other side than there would be the, vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, because people are so entrenched in a concept of what they stand for and who they stand for, and the lines are blurred so much for what they actually believe versus what is being executed right now. And they can't see the forest for the trees, because there's so many people on the right that are hook, line, and sinker. Like, oh, well, what has he done that's so bad? Well, literally throwing out the Constitution on multiple occasions and just trying to overreach his power. And I get that it's to the ends of what you want, but are those acceptable to you? Because if the same exact actions were happening under Obama or Biden or anything, you would be up in arms about it simply because the fucking jersey that you're wearing doesn't match.
Right. It's crazy you don't like big government until your government wants big government.
Exactly.
And then you're all for big government.
And that goes for both sides because, the overreach of Trump has been done by Obama and Biden. And like they've done it. They did it through COVID. They did it with this exact same topic during Obama. And like, it's only wrong when the other team does it. And that's the problem right now with America is that everybody falls into like the majority of people fall into a camp or the most vocal people fall into a camp and nothing can be done.
I love how my defeatism has tainted you to be like defeated too. What we could do is ignore all of it and make a movie.
Yeah, no, that's the plan.
I think that sounds good. Yeah.
Like,
and then we can just like move out of the country.
The hard part is when it keeps coming up in the news of like, I mean, the fact that we have Americans arguing that, yes, somebody should be dead after this interaction. It can be a fucked up interaction. Somebody should not be dead. And it should not be accepted that they're dead.
Imagine we make a movie. It fucking goes gangbusters. We're loaded. And we're like, look, we're going to move to the hills of Scotland. All right. We're walking up to the hills of Scotland and all the Scottish people are fucking cheering and shit like that. And we're like, what's going on? And it's like, oh, we just found a bunch of fucking oil. So much fucking oil. Fuck! Oh, God, no! Oh, God! As soon as they're like, oh, we just found the biggest reserve of oil. And it's like, you just see the bombers coming. Oh, fuck. What's been? And they're like, what is that? And I'm like, well, we're about to get liberated, bud. They're about to liberate the fuck out of us.
Yeah. No, I mean,
ready to watch your family die before you even hear the sound?
That's the big thing is in this day and age, you really can, until shit actually hits the fan where there's action that needs to be taken, there's nothing that you can do. Because until there's actually action happening to basically topple all the ruling class that we have currently, you can't get into skirmishes. I
do want to say though, if worse came to worse and there was a civil war in America, I just do want to say to like, if I got like a Republican listener that's just like,
I think you've pushed them all away. I think they're out of here.
As soon as you say something against them, they're just like, well, we can't handle jokes anymore. But imagine Donald Trump, who has not only found a way to piss off the allies, NATO, and all this talks about, taking Greenland and shit like that. Russia don't like them. China don't like them. So imagine you go, like, do you think civil wars are just, the American Revolution, the Civil War, do you think that was just America versus America? No, that's other countries helping. So as soon as the side that is against Donald Trump even remotely looks like they're going to lose, that's when you see just like an army of nicely dressed French little gay boys running up, and they're like, oh, we do believe in guns. We also believe in guns. Then look, I bet France has the nicest military since the Nazis.
Why you say that?
I just believe it. They got the most style. Because look, people compare ICE to Nazis, like to SS soldiers, and it's like if you had the hatred without any of the what's the word for it? Without any of like putting in the work for it. You know what I'm saying? Like they hated Jews immensely, but they also like put their work in. Like they trained, did a bunch of meth, prim and proper. You guys just have ICE just has the hatred and just fat, just rugged guys can't really like. There's a reason you've not seen them harassing any black people. They can't fucking catch them. Like I'm sorry. That's why you see it. You can't tell me that an army of racist white dudes are fucking plaguing our country, but you ain't got videos that are just harassing black people left and right. They can't.
Well, also, you don't have a bunch of black people out there necessarily protesting with them. It's a bunch of the.
It's just a lot funnier to say that black people can just power walk away from them. Like imagine trying to be a militant force in this country and just lightly jog away. If you lightly jog, like they really have to like sneak in. That's why they got to wear masks. They got to wear masks.
They wear masks because they're pussies.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. The whole side that was just like, I ain't wearing no fucking mask. I'll cover up my face for racism.
Yeah.
Like you imagine like this civil war and the whole world hates the guy they love. The whole world does. So yeah, sure. Like imagine, dude, the left. It's like, UK's coming to help them out. Fucking, and then Iran's just like, y'all, Venezuela's just like, y'all need some help. Russia's just like, you know what? We'll form a new, this is what I think it is though. Look, I think this is like Donald Trump is the key to achieving world peace. Because it's like everybody comes together to stop one guy. And I'm sorry, I get that a lot of military members are Republicans, but there's a lot of military members that are not.
Well, they're like, the key with the military is obedience and, being indoctrinated. And the hard part is, this is where the left has constantly fucked up, is white man bad. Like, I'm sorry, as soon as you do that, it makes it really hard as a white guy to constantly be like, well, yeah, but they don't mean you. No, they mean you. And you actually create Donald Trump through that. Like, you did it, you morons. Like, you didn't just say, like, yeah, fucking billionaire guy, doesn't matter his fucking color, creed, sexuality, bad. He's the one that's fucking up our country. The second that you're like, white guy, well, I just go to work and fucking
the funniest
do
thing
my normal job.
Is it's a side that's just like, don't judge people off of their race, except for white people. Judge white people
just
off
white
their
men.
race. Yeah, just white men.
Mostly white men.
Right. You could judge they went hard after white women too, but you can judge them off the all of them bad. Be apprehensive when and it's just like, no, it's so stupid. It's like, really right now, the Republicans are essentially, what's his, Snow in Hunger Games? Like, he's the bad guy.
Yes. He is,
and then
100%.
the Democrats, that's Coin. And Coin is like, I don't know if you watched Hunger Games. I watched all of them with my wife. Where she sends the bombs to kill all the little kids. And he was like, brilliant play that showed everybody that I was this evil monster and they wanted me dead. They're both the same amount of evil.
Yes.
The exact same amount of evil.
Because they're still the same ruling class.
That's
like
right. Yeah.
They're not, there's no difference. It's just which flavor of ruling class you want. But they're both willing to do drastic measures to keep you in line. However that works. Doesn't matter. They will kill people. They will make life miserable for you as long as you step in line. And then while you're there, you can be happy with what they've allowed you. And that's the problem, is like, people on the left are just like, yeah, left is better. Well, on some things, yeah, like, it doesn't matter who you marry, who you love, all this stuff. Like, yes, that should just be human nature. You shouldn't have to have a full fucking party on that being the thing. It's crazy that we have to. But like, that doesn't make you better when you're also going overseas and bombing all these other fucking kids and children and families. And like,
the thing I can say though is that you don't have to worry about a civil war. Like, I guarantee you there are enough people that have told Donald Trump, like, you've started a war on all fronts. Like, there's been great military leaders, Napoleon, Hitler, great military leaders who were good at strategy, amazing at strategy, and what fucked them up was starting a war on two fronts. Technically, what really fucked them up was they're like, I'm gonna go to war with Russia, and I'm gonna march into that bitch. And Russia did the same thing with Napoleon. They're like, all right, we're just gonna burn all your fucking resources, and you're gonna die in the snow. And literally, it happened to the Nazis, it happened to the fucking French. And look, Donald Trump's gonna be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We can't fly over Russia. They got too much anti-military stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to march in there. We're going to trek through the snow. We're going to put on I hear one of my experts says if you put tennis shoes or if you put tennis rackets on your sneakers, you can march through the snow so easy. Snow easy. So that's what we're going to do and attack them. And that's when you know you've lost. But yeah, I mean, essentially he started a war on all fronts. And I don't know. I like the fact that you do have a lot of people, and not just Democrats, that are saying, hey, this is wrong.
Yeah. No, and there's people waking up. That's the hard part, though, is our biggest fuck up over the past 100 years is our two-party system. It's that nobody
there's the independent, so it's not really two-party.
That you can never vote for. Never. And
you're just wasting your vote. Yeah, just understand, every time you're like, ooh, this big third-party guy, just throw your fucking vote away.
Well, no, like, and see, that's the narrative that keeps it that way, though. And like, it is the propaganda between the two parties that both do not want a third party or a fourth or a fifth or anybody else to come in. Like, ranked choice voting, if you were to vote for your top person and then second, third, fourth, then that creates a system where you can throw your vote away, but then your second choice, if that's the actual one the majority wants, it becomes the thing. But
the real problem though is that you come up with this third party and they get a lot of push behind them. Okay, the first billionaire that's like, y'all guys like millions of dollars,
billions.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah, and it's just like we do, and it's okay. Now you got a 3-party system of all the same system. It's pretty much the same system. It's like what do you? Well, we take things that it's almost like the safe take party. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's for women to decide. All this other stuff, we leave this to the states. They say everything that everybody wants to hear, and they can still just be bought out.
Yeah, I mean that's just a human nature thing, but it also creates a system where you can actually vote on more than just morality issues.
Right.
You're no longer locked to the left because you agree with gay marriage and women's rights to choose for, abortion or anything like that. And then on the right, you don't have to necessarily agree that, we should put God back in schools and certain things. Like it opens up the field to people choosing what actually matters. So the morality no longer becomes a yes or no. It becomes a shades of gray. And yes, can they still be bought? Yes, it's still.
How many shades of gray?
50.
Nice.
There should be 50 of them.
That's what our party's going to be. It's going to be called the BDSM party.
Ball gags for everybody.
Yeah, that's what we do. And we all just. Who was it? Which president was it? Or not president, but the person they ran, and they had like a dude in a diaper like running around during their big like election thing.
It wasn't the wizard guy, was it?
It might have been. I don't know.
Something the Great, or I can't remember.
But I'm just like, why? Like, if people already don't believe in you, I mean, we lost, like, a guy lost a chance to be president because he went, Pyaw! You really think a guy in a diaper is going to be good?
Who lost that?
I don't know his fucking name. It happened in the early 2000s. So what Dave Chappelle made the skit on. The Pyaw! Pyaw! But he did. He was like, and then we're gonna take Washington, and we're going to the White House. Yeah! And then he fucking lost his whole fucking, because they were like, if he's this emotionally unstable, imagine what happens during war.
It was something Dean.
Yeah, but they're like, imagine if he's this emotionally unstable. And then, 15 years later, Donald J. Trump. Well, if a woman gets in, she's going to just hit that nuclear button.
Because it's that time of the month.
I gave props to Donald Trump that during his first presidency. I mean, yeah, there was a big pandemic, but nobody was really fighting. No, there was no wars going on. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this is like the bright side of it. Because I try to be a bright side person. If somebody's elected, they're elected president. There's nothing that you're going to fucking do to stop it. So I'm like, oh, I'll look at the bright side. And then he was like, no, this one's completely different. Everybody's going to be fighting.
Yeah, the crazy, I still imagine it probably would have been crazy if he did both his terms back to back. But the fact that he got the election stolen from him in 2020 and then coming back, he's just like scorched earth, everything.
That's what's going to happen. I mean, from the next election to the end of time, it's just anybody who wins is going to be like, well, they stole it. That's going to be the first year. The first year is they stole it. And the second year is going to be the other side trying to impeach them. And I think we're just going to have a revolving door of the same cycle happening, which is why I say, fuck all this. Let's make a movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing that in 2016 is when I checked out of politics. I still, have my opinions and everything, but I fully went in, not defeatism, but almost clarity. Like that every 2 to 4 years I get to vote and make my voice heard, kind of.
Dylan used quotations for the listener.
But then other than that, like I still just have to keep a roof over my family's head, keep food in their bellies, well,
Dylan, you're the problem if you don't partake. If you don't pick a side, you're the fucking problem.
But what can you do? And yes, you can go out and march and do all this stuff.
You gotta sign, get shot. Easy. Just go do it. Go get shot.
But none of that actually accomplishes, because, Renee Good being dead right now, other than possibly firing some people up for the next election, which is when I'll fully check back in again. Other than that, you're not accomplishing anything unless you're willing to actually develop some sort of militia and take action against the government. You're not physically acting. You could call your senators all you want. Does not fucking change what they vote on. Does not matter. They do not represent you and what you actually say. You could call them, mail them, do all this stuff. If you are a blue dot in a red ocean or a red dot in a blue ocean, unfortunately, they do not give a fuck about your opinion. And you could turn the tide and make it a blue fucking ocean that they represent. If their backers and their donors are still a red voting party, they're going to be red. No matter if everybody jumps the fence and tells them, fuck you, we're not electing you the next go round, they still have to pay off those debts of who paid for them to become elected. So
listen, guys, we all said Jim Jones was crazy, right? Think it's time to drink the Kool-Aid. We all just drink it together. Go out, sing Kumbaya. Like, imagine just all the billionaires come out and there's no people left. And then they're like, so what happens? And it's like, well, I guess we got to take the least richest billionaires. I would love to see, look, you know how Coin, when Coin won, she was like, we need to hold a symbolic Hunger Games. I like to think that I was better than, you know, like I have high morals and stuff like that. I'd watch a Billionaire Survivor, though, where they're out there trying to make like fires and shit like that. And
isn't that what the last Purge was based around? Was like they ended up switching the Purge onto the people watching the Purge instead of.
I would have just stopped it at the first Purge because it was just like, I mean, it was all right for the concept that you had. You could have fucking done a killer fucking movie, and then they're just like, nope, we're gonna make it about one singular house and people trying to get this black guy. And it's like you could have done so much more with the thought of a purge. That's why we got to have ideas
they did
before
like
people
10 purges.
No, after if I watch a first movie and it's just like, I'm not watching the sequel, because I've watched movies where it was like, fuck, this is so good, and then I watched the sequel. I've seen a series where the first two movies are some of the greatest movies I've ever saw, and the third one, I thought that I was watching a B movie. I was like, there's no way this is Godfather 3. Like something happened. Like somebody got the rights to Godfather and was like, I'm gonna make Godfathers 3. Because I really thought that was like just some guys that were just like a fan rendition of it.
I've never watched it.
It's terrible. They have a lady in there, and I don't think they told her that she was supposed to be in a movie. I think they just like picked her off the streets. We should watch it together. It's like, imagine having your first two movies, greatest movies of all time, your third movie be one of the worst movies of all time. That's talent. That is hitting both ends of the spectrum. Spit roasting with talent, if you will.
Well, I mean, that's part of the thing, though, is we are all humans and we are all fallible. So, like, even if you hit fucking 4 home runs, it doesn't guarantee the 5th one is a home run. Like, it just doesn't. You can be one of the greatest, like, you know, leaving out your criticism of Tarantino, like, some of his movies are the most fantastic fucking movies in the world. And then some of them are just like, meh. Like,
what are my current criticism of Tarantino?
When you were talking about like all of his concepts are stolen from.
Yeah, I just don't. I held Tarantino on a pedestal, and it's like once people start to say, "Hey," it was him throwing shade at fucking Paul Dano, and then people were like, "Well, hey, this is what you've done," and that's why you don't really want to throw shade at. So because then it makes it a lot easier for people to be like, "Hey, this is what you've done."
So we're fucked then.
Yeah, fuck. I'm not going to hold my tongue. Tell me what I've done. Like that, I'm trying to be better than the person I was yesterday. Remind me of my faults. Like that's good. Like well, not really. Like if I came up with a movie that was directly ripped from somebody, I would not want anybody talking about that. I'd be like, "Oh, was it on you? We got a booger on your nose?
You do.
Oh, do I? Fuck yeah, booger episode. Booger episode. I eat it or I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But
or else it's a piece of skin or something that's in your.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. This is the booger episode, guys. We had a fart episode. Now I got a booger episode. But yeah, that's my thing though. I like something. Like if I watch something and I'm like, that was fucking great. And then someone was like, yeah, but he stole that entire concept from somebody. And I'm just like, well now, I enjoyed it, sure. And I can say that is fucking great without holding that person in such high regard.
Yeah, I disconnect. Like I think Tarantino's movies are some of the greatest movies. I haven't looked into where the concept came from and like all that stuff.
I haven't either. I just watched everybody pretty much rip them apart. Big industry people like rip them apart too, which, you know.
But that's my thing is like with Stranger Things, I think the finale was not to end the whole series on that. It sucks. But I'm not just like, that was the worst thing. It's going to go down in history as the worst. Like, I'm just not that guy that is going to.
When you watch the execution, though, in the documentary, you should say that because you had all this that could have been. It's not like.
But you're also not in
It's worse than what D&D did. Like, D&D, people are like, well, they rushed it for the Star Wars thing. And honestly, the whole thing had pretty much fallen off after they didn't have any more source material. George R.R. Martin had not come out with Winds of Winter or anything, so they didn't have any more source material. So they were floundering. Like, they were floundering as writers. Yeah. But D&D, or not D&D, but the fucking Duffer Brothers, they created something bad purely because their execution was awful throughout the whole thing, riddled with mistakes. And just the lack of putting an effort forward. And you can say divorce or whatever. That's a cute little thing to throw at it. But it really was like, hey, we're worried about Paramount deal. We have all these other things going on. And then when you've had this big grace period to put something together, to write something good, to really formulate and think of it, when it comes shooting time, you're not done writing with it. Not because it's some epic masterpiece where you've tied up all these fucking plot holes and you got all these things going for the spinoffs and everything like that. But something that you're rushing through because you're not really caring about this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, but like that's taking, like, you're in their head and you know what was going on. And that's where I separate myself from.
Well, it's not that. It's what the documentary showed me.
You didn't watch the documentary, you said.
I've watched clips of the documentary.
Okay. And so you're taking little pieces. And once again, it's like
you're passing a piece.
But you're passing judgment on people that you have no idea what was going on, how the production went. Like, yes, you can watch a documentary, and with the power of editing, like, that's something that you should have learned by now. You can tell any fucking story you want to. And if in that finale they would have edited it differently, people might have, like, if they would have extended the fucking fight between Eleven and Vecna in that thing, and then, you know, the Mind Flayer, they took all the footage and made it into a fucking 30-minute epic battle, you guys might be happy. You don't know. And so, like, it has to hit all these marks along the way. And so it could have fallen apart in the editing. That, like, oh, we don't have the budget to go here and do this. Like, it could have fallen apart there. You don't know. And that's part of it is.
I think the main thing is I just read. Like, I read articles and shit about, like, what goes on during set and, like, what people were talking about and stuff like that. And then to know that the documentary confirms the things in there, like with the reason that there were no, like, demogorgons or demi-dogs or anything like that wasn't because I watched that and I even rationalized that because my daughter was like, there's nothing. And I was like, oh, because they have to come together to make the Mind Flayer. And then the Duffer Brothers are like, oh, no, it's just they caught Vecna off guard.
Well, yes, like in this moment, he is trying to basically bring these two worlds together. So he is currently in action doing the thing. So, like, he is not focused because he thinks he won. And so you can write it off however you want to. And you didn't write the story, so you don't get to make those decisions. You would like it to be a certain way.
But no, when you have other instances of Vecna being in our world while in Planet X, like, he can literally leave. He can leave that world he's in. We've seen him do it, to go into the Upside Down, to go into the fucking, to pretty much spy wherever he wants to spy. We have already examples of those. So it's not like,
yes, when he is just generally trying to gather resources and take over things and grab people's minds and do all that stuff. However, this is now the final battle where he has to be fully in control. He's using these kids to take over and connect the two together through the wormhole. Like, he's bringing all that together. Like, this is his time where he would be distracted, as in, like, he's trying to do the big thing. And so, yes, it can make sense that he's not God. He is just a tool of Planet X or whatever the fuck it is. Like, he is the tool that is bringing these two worlds together. He is not God.
Okay.
He doesn't have 15 different fucking personalities that he can.
So why during that whole thing was he able to stop 11 and Callie with the? So he's so caught off guard he can't call any help, but he can go to where 11 and Callie is and fuck with Hopper, who is not even in the mind world. He could fuck with Hopper to shoot the goddamn tank and do all that stuff, but he can't see that everybody's coming for him right now. Like, he couldn't put two and two together.
Well, can he see while in Planet X?
Because Hawkins
can he do the same thing in Planet X as what he can do in the Upside Down?
Yeah, it's a hive mind. It's a hive mind. As soon as the Demogorgons and everything know that he's being fucked with, they know to come. They didn't come to the fucking Hawkins lab, but he was able to say he knew that they were coming for them. He literally fucked with Hopper so he would shoot the tank to get them out of the mind world, but then he can't tell the Demogorgons and everything. That's where the plot hole happens.
But wasn't he still like with the kids trying to bring the two worlds together?
Yes, but it's a hive mind. It's a hive mind. Everything that is Vecna and the Mind Flayer simultaneously knows what's going on within a split second. So as soon as Vecna shows up where Hopper is, he knows they're in the Upside Down. He knows exactly where to go to fucking stop them. He shoots the tank. They should have already been on the way. So then you have none of that. They're not even in X right now. The other people at the radio tower, they're not even in X right now. So then they go up there, and at this whole time that it took for 11 to catch up with them, all that shit, there wasn't a Demogorgon, a Demi-Bat, none of that stuff. That's where the plot hole falls in.
Yeah. But the thing is like that doesn't necessarily ruin the whole fucking finale. Like it doesn't have to.
But it's a one plot hole on many plot holes.
Yeah, they didn't execute it well, but
they had time. That's what I'm saying. They had time to execute.
No matter what, though, you can write a story however the fuck you want to write a story. And as like if somebody looks at your movie and they're like, oh, well, this happened, this, like, anybody can find anything wrong in any story. People can pick apart Breaking Bad if they want to. And It's one of the most excellently executed shows in history.
It's not, but you have to separate. This is not the story they wanted to tell. This is the story they had to tell because they were being rushed because they took so long to start writing the story.
Yes. And that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. It's their fault that it came out bad, and solely their fault.
It's nobody's fault. Yeah, it's nobody's else's fault. Yes, it is their fault, but they can tell whatever fucking story they want to, and you can accept it or you cannot. But like the thing is,
and I've chosen not to accept it. That's just my opinion.
But choosing them to be like, this is the worst thing of all time. Like
I've never said.
You said if episode 9 did not come out, then this was the worst story of all time. Like the way that they ended it was, if you said if it didn't get to Conformity Gate, then this would go down.
No, I've said multiple times that it could never be the worst of all time because it's never hit the highs of the best shows of all time. Like you can't, I even explained that to you, that it can't be. I was even defending it, saying people are calling it the worst finale of all. I was like, you can't be the worst finale of all time because you haven't hit the heights that the best shows of all time have hit.
You don't think that it has more watch hours than Breaking Bad or anything else like that?
Not Game of Thrones. During its time, season 5 had the lowest watch of any season of Stranger Things.
Did it?
Yeah, just because you hear a bunch of people talking about it, it has the lowest watch of any season. Season 2, where it was at, it's had the lowest watch of any season at all. In the whole Stranger Things universe. So they've continuously, since the first season, lost viewers. Where you take something like Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad, that with each and every season, they gained until they were at this fucking peak of...
Well, Breaking Bad's a totally different scenario because it hit streaming platforms. It was a TV show that was on TV, and it hit its peak in like season 4. Was when people really bought into it. So like it, in its first few seasons, was not this crazy juggernaut until it hit the streaming platforms and people could fall in love like with Stranger Things.
But if you have such a bad last season where I'm just like, all right, well, let's see. Well, season 2, well, Welcome to Dairy, I'm gonna give it a chance. That was it was not good. Like that's what I'm saying. And it's not even that it's worst. We had this conversation yesterday that it was unimpressive.
Yeah.
It was just unimpressive. It's not bad. Like, you're not sitting there and they're not destroying all these character arcs. I mean, it's fucking stupid, okay? Hopper has killed so many military people. That when the whole show's over with, he gets to go back, not just to a regular life, but being a cop in a town where everybody thinks he's dead. Remember the whole news article? This is my dad, and he died in a fire.
Yeah.
He died in a fire, and I miss him. But you have that. He could go back to being a cop. It's so many dumb things that literally came from...
But what would he be in prison because he was defending...
They'd all be in prison. Like, at least give us something with the military scene, because that's what I thought. I was like, oh, military's like, I guess, final boss in this now. And it's just like, nope, they forgave and forgot. Went about their merry way. Very military thing to do in history. If you have something that the military doesn't want, they just fucking kill you. That's it. Like, you get killed. There's no situation where they're just like, well, 11's gone, the upside down is gone. They know about all the atrocities that we've done, and plus killed many a soldiers, especially Hopper. I mean, he's gunned down so many fucking soldiers, and they're just like, just let him go back to being a cop, living a normal life. They get to tell about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We have people that.
Yeah, cover up. That's what a cover up is.
No, a cover up is you kill those people. They already think Hopper's dead. You could just kill him. And then imagine the people trying to explain to the town, no, Hopper was actually alive the whole time, but he was helping us fight these demons in the upside down. That's what a cover-up is. A cover-up is not letting the guy that everybody thinks died in a mall fire be the walking proof that every single thing that they say that you've done is real, because everybody said that this guy died in a mall fire.
But who's talking about it? Nobody's talking about it.
How do you explain Hopper coming back to life? Like, how does the town rationalize with a man that's been dead so it's 18 months, and then season 4, I don't know how long that took place after because they're in California, there's been a whole school year. So Hopper's been dead for like 3 or 4 years now. Been dead for 3 or 4 years. They've held memorials for this man, and he just comes walking back into town, and he's the cop again.
But those are those darlings that I'm talking about. Like, you don't have to explain that to explain the story. Like, not every single thing has to be put out there on paper. Like, that's where they fucked up in the finale, is they spent an hour trying to wrap this thing up and like tell everybody's happy ending and all this stuff. Like, that was wasteful. An hour. Like, it should have been an hour and 10-minute episode. All those little vignettes at the end should have been in the last 5 minutes and fucking wrapped it and done. But they spent an hour after the actual finale wrapping up all these stories. And like, one of the things that you're griping about is wrapping up some of these stories. Like, they could have ended right there when 11 disappeared.
No, that's not wrapping up the story. I mean, there's a world where you can have an hour wrap up to a show as long as you've tied everything up. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that came before it wasn't also trash that was riddled with plot holes. I mean, we don't know what happened to Dr. Owen.
See, this is the thing, is you want 7-hour final episode of every single last little thing.
That's not what I'm saying.
So you want to see how
you had an hour. This is not what I'm saying.
So you want to see how Hopper is now the police officer. How does all this tie together?
No,
I'm not saying
I want to see that. I'm saying those are plot holes.
So what would they have done?
They're impossible to have in there.
Kill off Hopper then.
No, you don't have to kill off Hopper.
Where does he go?
Have him just like walking through he just said, I cannot live in a world without 11. And she was like, well, it's my choice. And he's like, you know what? It is your choice. If you want to die, go ahead, kid. I'm going to get fucking married to Joyce. No, it should have been him believing the same thing that Mike believes, and him fucking in the forest somewhere looking for Hopper, looking for 11, setting out Ego somewhere or something like that. Not back in town. Like, I'm not talking about we need this wrap up to find out what happened to everybody. I'm saying we got an hour-long wrap up with 476 plot holes. Don't have a wrap up if you got 9 million plot holes. Just fucking, they battle, and then at the end of it, that was crazy, guys, in the fucking show.
That's my thing.
I'm saying you wasted not only an hour explaining, but you also had all these plot holes, all this unresolved shit after you had an hour to wrap everything up.
So so you think that Hopper should just be completely destitute again? He lost his daughter.
Absolutely.
And then he accepted the fact, because that's really
as a man, if your daughter dies of cancer, you watch your daughter, how fucked up you are, okay? And then this kid comes waltzing in your life, giving you a little bit of hope that you're not this black hole that you say you are. And then life is so bad for them that they would choose to kill themselves. So all of this stops. And you still have to and then you're cured again because it was her decision?
That's character growth. That is character growth.
How do you have character growth in the space of fucking 30 minutes? Because 30 minutes before, he's saying, I cannot live without you.
Yes.
And then we see him happily living without her.
She explains that this isn't his choice. Like, she is now growing into her own person, and she can make that choice on her own.
And then the very next conversation, the last thing Hopper and 11 talk about is breaking away from that. Yes, you have been in a world of shit. Like, your life has been shit. That sucks. It can be better. You can get past the trauma and shit in your life. The last conversation they had was not that this is my decision. It was no. It was like, you've had a fucked up childhood. You could break away from that.
Yes. But that's not reality. She has to.
That is reality.
She has to sacrifice herself to ensure that the military doesn't.
I think you're trying really hard to play contrarian.
No, I'm not trying to play contrarian. You are just so negative about it.
I'm not negative.
I
said, it's not garbage. It's unimpressive.
Yes,
So
I agree.
That's what I leave it as. But then
you
what I'm
wanna,
saying
shit on everybody.
if you have 3 years to make something and you make it that dog shit, that is a problem with you and your execution. That is not a problem with Netflix. That's not a problem with all this other stuff. It's not them telling the story they wanted to tell. This is the story that they had to rush and tell because Netflix was breathing down their fucking necks. And hey, dude, what the fuck? We've given you all this money. You're more concerned about eking out a $400 million deal with Paramount. Write the fucking thing we've paid you to do. And I am the number one, fuck big business. Netflix has paid you millions of dollars, money people will never see in their fucking life, to just pay attention to something. You had 3 years, your poor execution, fucked that all up. And now a story that people were like, hey, I like this story. I would like to see it, resolved in a good way. You could be upset about that. I was on the fence. I was on the lines of it was unimpressive. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But then as you read more and more about the things that went on behind the scenes, about the fucking arguing, the fucking the ineptitude, the not wanting to do the thing that you are paid millions of dollars to do. This is why people get mad at athletes. Yes, I get it. People are people. You can have the problems that regular people had. At the end of the day, you don't have regular people problems, though. You do not. You do not have regular people problems. Every single thing that's wrong with you can be solved by money, which you have an exorbitant amount of. One of the Duffer Brothers, not so much. He's got half of what he has. But
what? One of them gets paid more than the other?
No, one's going through a divorce.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You got half of what you got. But you get paid millions of dollars to just execute something. And then you can worry about your paycheck. Like, you can worry about that. Cool. But instead, they were more focused on everything else, which one I give leeway to. One I do give leeway to. But you had all this time to come up with something good. Also, the Duffer Brothers are not the only people that wrote Stranger Things. There were other writers. There's one, he wrote multiple episodes. He was not a part of this whole season. He wrote like the Pollywog. I know he's wrote multiple things. He's actually really, really good at it. But then when you have all these people, the lady that was helping before the divorce, and I don't know if it's one of the Duffer Brothers or somebody there got divorced, but I know she was a writer. She left. Divorce happened. He's not there. And then it's just like this shit. And it's rushed shit, but it took so long to get it out. Like that's what I get upset with, is that you have all this money. Like you should be able to focus on this project. That's something I can say that I would never do in my life. If I was paid millions of dollars to do something, and it's just people and money. You don't know how they fucking deal with money. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm paid, that's my intention right there.
I will not call you on your bullshit right now.
That's my intention.
We are on public video right now, but I have receipts of you doing the exact same thing.
Out of desperation to find a way to feed my family. If my family is fed, I don't have to switch things. Like you have seen, as we did the repost on Facebook, the podcast starts making money. Mike's whole sporadic thing is way less than it used to be. And that's because I'm not fucking sitting here.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Trying to figure out how to feed my family.
But to begin this thing, it was talking about, you said Godfather, Godfather II, Godfather III. You said they were made all by the same people?
I don't think the third one was made by the same people.
I thought that's what your point was.
No, it was
still the same thing that they
no.
Shit movie.
So Scorsese made, right? No, he made Goodfellas. Who made Godfather? I don't know. Here, I'm going to look up. It's way different. Like when I'm talking about it's night and day, it doesn't even feel like the same universe that this took place in. Let me see. Godfather 1. The Godfather. There it is. This was Francis Coppola, okay? So Godfather 3. I hate that too. I hate when you have Ridley Scott who does like and then look, who did the second one? James Cameron. I know it did just as fantastic job, but then it's like if there's a universe, I do like the same people to be behind that universe.
Yeah.
Francis Coppola fucking made the third one. What the fuck?
That's what I was getting at though. It's like not, and I'm not trying to defend Stranger Things. Like I think they executed it poorly. However, like I feel like there would have been a similar reception on 10 other takes of the finale. They could have done what everybody wanted and made a great one.
Oh, it says nepotism ruined Godfather 3. All right, so Winona Ryder was initially cast the role of Michael Corleone's daughter, Mary, but eventually left production due to other commitments and nervous exhaustion. The role was ultimately given to Coppola's daughter, a decision garnered much criticism and accusations of nepotism. Okay.
See, so it was Winona Ryder's. She ruined both.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that joke. But yeah, watch it because it just doesn't feel like.
Well, that's one of the things that I saw. And like, I'm not trying to throw shade at her though, but like when you watch that documentary, like she is not present at all during that last table read of that final episode. She's just there. Like Hopper's doing like the engagement and everything, and she is just chilling, like no emotion, no like showing up at all. And I was just like,
I mean, she showed up during filming. Like she does have a very monotone S character though.
Yeah.
Like when you think of the Hop, like he's just a boy, Hopper. Like her character does not need.
No, she's perfect for the
like
role.
Imagine the first season of playing a mourning crazy mom. Nailed it.
Yeah.
She nailed it. But now, it's not really been about Will, even though Will wants to make it about himself.
I think it was crazy that they did choose her to do the hatcheting. Like that was, and I don't know how that came to be. Like pick anybody else. Pick one of the kids, like a random fucking kid.
Well, I mean,
matter.
season 1 and 2, Will was but 3 and 4, it's just like, Vecna's made, and I get it. Like, you go season 3 and 4, Will, Vecna don't care about Will. Whoever's behind the mind flayer, Will's an afterthought, really. And then season 5, they're like, no, we're going to make Will the main picture again, which I'm cool with. Look, the whole gay thing, that was good. That was done well. Because he had that, he's gay in the 80s. That's a big fucking deal. People are going to hate you, throw shit at you, do bad things to you. But he's gay in the 80s. And Vecna kind of has that. Like, he's not really there for his family. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. It's setting up this cool little thing where the two people who have the most smoke for this motherfucker's going, and it's like, don't fuck with my Hop. He fucked with my family. Like, you fucked with the wrong family. And then I'm going to hatchet his neck off. And that's it. It's like in the movies of Harry Potter, when Voldemort dies, he dies a very supernatural death. You know what I'm saying? Like, Harry reflects like a spell. The fucking Elder Wand turns against Voldemort. And then he just like dissipates away. Okay. And in the book, Harry just kills that motherfucker. Like he's laying on the ground dead. People are like stepping over Voldemort. And it's like a very human death that he died instead of the supernatural death that the movie gave him. I can enjoy a death where it's like a very real death. The problem is the season before, you lit the motherfucker on fire and shot him with a shotgun and he walked away from that.
No problem.
So I'm just like, cutting his head off, is that really gonna, you don't think those little vines can like reattach? And because there's supernatural shit going on.
Well, after me being disappointed, because like that was my whole thing, is like you were like, like that's, you lead everything, and especially with like the Gen Z lingo of like cheeks. Like I don't fuck with it. So you're like, it's cheeks. And I was like, this is annoying. And so like I was already annoyed before I ever watched it. And so then I watch it and I'm like, it was not good. It was not good. I don't think it was cheeks as
that's what it means. That's cheeks though. Cheeks.
I know, but like, go back to your
cheeks is not ass. If it was ass, like Godfather 3 is ass.
That's what they mean. The cheeks is ass.
There's ass and then there's cheeks, dude. Like ass is that there's no redeeming thing. Cheeks is just like it's not good.
It's the same thing. It's just a new version of it for 15-year-olds.
It's cheek meat, bro. Like it's just
I guess since you have a daughter of that age, like you like to keep up with the lingo, but like that type of stuff is like, it'd be like if you were walking around bro all the time.
Well, I think you're going to learn as the internet is more and more your life.
I'm not going to adopt random ass Gen Z.
You're not going to do that. You're not going to, in the live yesterday when I said 6'7", you didn't go.
Yeah, that's a funny meme. Like it's a funny meme, but like when you like, to be funny, start adopting the lingo. I think
every time I've said 6'7" or 6'7" has came up since the 6'7" thing, you do the little playful.
It's funny.
Well, yeah, it's funny.
Funny, stupid, funny.
And I do it because it's funny.
It's not funny.
Cheeks is so goddamn funny.
It's not funny.
Calling something cheeks is super funny.
Like super bruh.
Imagine me on a red carpet. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do it. And they're going to ask me about something. And Dylan's going to know I don't like it. And he's going to be like, oh my fucking God.
He's going to fucking say cheeks.
I'm like,
and it's not funny. It's annoying in my brain. It's just like, oh, It's like a 12-year-old trying to talk.
Yeah, but you're not this scholastic fucking. It's people can say what they want to say, describe things how they want to describe.
I know.
If it gets the point across, it gets the point across.
But like when it's literally your only lingo, you don't have
Welcome to Dairy, hot garbage. I'm so sorry. I'll watch it again.
You don't have ass. You don't have like this is lame. There's no words. You only say cheeks for everything. Like one of the reasons why I got annoyed yesterday was because yesterday you're like, oh, it's cheeks. I'm like, God damn it. Like,
I'm going to stop saying cheeks now, but as an adult and what we preach about on Two Daddies Judging Baddies, it's like conversation. If you're like, hey, Mike, I hate the word cheeks. Bro.
I've said it multiple times. I was like, this is like the most annoying term you have. I've said it.
Have you said
dozens of times? Yes.
Well, you should have said it. You should have said it. I'm like a woman. You should have said it
15 times
when I was ready to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You should have said it when I was ready to hear it.
Well, that's the thing is that's your like, you go to that for everything. And so you're saying it to be funny, but after the 100th time, it's no longer funny. It's just your dialogue. By the way,
cheeks came like 7-8 years ago. It's not a new thing. I think new is buns. People say buns.
And you throw that one every once in a while too. You mix cheeks and buns a lot.
Yeah. But it gets the point across. But we used to call things ass. So when I'm a kid and I'm calling stuff ass, if someone says cheeks, it's right there. It's with ass cheeks. That's ass cheeks. It's cheeks. It's buns. Like all that stuff still fits in. It's not like a fleek or
I didn't hear
thought
cheeks.
or a.
I think you brought cheeks into the chat in like 6 months ago, and then since then it's just everything's cheeks, cheek meat, cheek, and then every once in a while you'll mix in a buns, but. I've been saying cheeks for a pretty good while. It's been like 6 months.
I don't know if I ever caught anything, like hot garbage around you though.
Once or twice. Yeah. It's cheeks. Everything in the past 6 months is cheeks. But like I think the premise that I want to leave this on though is
I hate the word premise. Stupid word. You just came up with it. Gen Z. God. Stop using the word premise. God.
That one's like.
What's the one that you say all the time? I can't remember. Fuck.
I don't know.
It's my essentially.
Actually,
yeah. I don't. Is it actually?
The listeners will tell me what I say all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is one of the most annoying things, though, is when you find something that you say all the time and it finally clicks for you, even though people have been hearing it for months. Because I used to always say real quick after everything, no matter what I was doing. I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. And so like,
hey, real quick.
Yeah, always real quick. And then once it clicked for me, I was like, I say that after everything. And then I tried to like hone it back. But I think with the creative part of it though, is my thing, like you have The Godfather, you have Stranger Things, and you have all this, and you wish that it would be what you want it to be. But a lot of times you can't just keep hitting home run. I mean, look at Star Wars. Like they just have completely bastardized that whole thing. Like, so you have the first few movies, they were decent. Then you have the 2000s where they tried to like reboot it. Some of those are just trash. People that grew up with those, they're not trash. It's just the story you didn't want to be told to you, so it's not trash.
Yeah,
exactly, and that's kind of what
it's
my
garbage.
Point is.
It's you could say something's trash,
but the people that grew up like that was their first experience to Star Wars. They love that, and then like the old ones are boring, and so like it is completely subjective. And nobody is good. I don't think I've heard a single person say that Stranger Things had a fantastic finale. I have not seen that. But my thing is,
I've seen it in the Stranger Things Reddit. That's where I specifically. I specifically go to the Reddits where the fans are to talk shit about the thing. Though I don't care. I went into Welcome to Dairy subreddit knowing I was about to get ate alive, knowing I was about to get gobbled up whole.
But getting a project like this is my thing. As we are creatives, is. Not everybody's going to love it. Not everybody's going to hate it. But as long as we try, that's the only thing that matters.
And that's why I am going to start writing, because Vengeance, the first movie that I am going to write and then shop around. I've written movies before. This is the first one I'm going to shop around. This is my proverbial, I guess is the word you would use, my proverbial hold my beer. And then y'all are going to be like, God damn. And then the next movie, they're going to be like, that wasn't as good as Vengeance.
That was trash.
Yeah, it's not as good.
That was garbage.
That was
cheek meat.
The third one, you're just like, what? Is this like a Nicolas Cage situation? What's happening with Mike? And it's just like, I got $1 million. I got no more stress. I got $100 million. I got no more stress. How am I supposed to think of stuff? And then I'm like, I get, you guys are too hard on the Duffer Brothers. You don't know what it's like having $100 million.
Exactly.
I have No problems. Okay. I have no problems. Why would I want to think about a movie when I could just be on a boat fishing?
Yeah, exactly.
I fished for 7 days. When I came home, all my bills were taken care of. I was just happy. That's why I hate when people are just like, money isn't everything.
It does a lot, though.
It is a big stress relief. I can tell you that. It's a big stress relief. Guys, listen, I'm sorry we rambled. We argued. I understand
Sorry this episode was cheeks.
Yeah, me and Dylan still love each other. I love when people are just like, I don't understand how, like, you know, friends could argue with each other. It's because you ain't got friends. You got people you fucking hang around, and then you stop hanging around. And once they present any kind of argument that you don't like, I think true friendship is where your friend says something and you're like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I don't think our friendship would work if we didn't argue.
I think we would eventually have blown up and stabbed each other. If we could think about all the arguments we've been in, which, I mean, it's not a ton, but it's a good amount. But think we just held all that inside. It would be, but it's those situations where you don't fucking know somebody. Like it was a year in, and I was like, look, dude, I want to go 50-50 with you. And like, this would be like a partnership thing. You don't do that unless you fuck with somebody. How many times have you seen a big band blow up? And then they're just like, oh, I can't fucking stand Dylan. Like, his fucking vision is so stupid. It's fucking stupid. The band's never getting back together. I'd fucking stab him.
Are you impersonating Oasis?
Yeah, I'd kill him right now if I could. I'd stab him in the fucking neck. Do they not like each other?
Well, I think they're brothers, and the brothers like to fight a lot.
God, he's a fucking, brothers are different.
And they'd fight like on stage and shit, or before shows, never go out and play the show. Like, just
it's like the Ataris. The ones that did the Boys to Summer remake.
Oh, the Ataris?
Yeah. So they released that album, had the fucking, and they blew the fuck up. And not a single one like the other person. They were like, we fucking hate each other. I saw so many, because I was reading on their things, because it was like biggest one-hit wonders. And you know how you'll go into a rabbit hole. So I was reading like the wiki and everything like that. And it was like 2 of them, and then I guess when bands start going, like some people will leave, some people will come in or whatever, but they release the album. It does decently well. Like, they're on the radio. So they released the next album with the cover to Boys of Summer, and they fucking exploded. And it was just like, from that very moment, they hated each other.
Yeah. Well, being in a band, it's like family. Like, you spend so much time, especially when you're out on tour, like, you don't get to see your family. A
lot of times you're young people too. Yeah. And you don't care about seeing your family. And you don't really go through like hardships and shit like that really mold. I think that's a big plus about us, is that we went through hardships together that molded our relationship. When me and you met, it wasn't like we dropped The Adventures of Clever Sykes and Peter Basket, made millions, and, you know, now we found out that we can't stand each other. It's like, no, we couldn't
stand each other.
We had give and take the whole fucking time. And then we got to a point where we were just like really good, where like the arguments now are few and far between, where back in the day it was always somebody was mad at somebody. Now it's just like, we have that relationship. We have boundaries with each other. We have an understanding of each other. If we fucking release a movie and we make $100 million and we're fucking signing a deal, I know like what pisses Dylan off. I know like what not to do now as a person. And kind of how to, you know what I'm saying? In a relationship, you know how to work with somebody.
And how to push those buttons when necessary.
When necessary, yes. Because look, nothing is more cheeks to me than a fucking band, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody blowing up and then everything falling the fuck apart. And I think that's what's good about us, is that we can actually do shit together. And it doesn't matter if it's very successful or very fucking just a nothing burger of struggle. It's always going to be us doing something. So
when we got $300 million in the bank, I'll probably retire.
Think so?
Yeah.
Dude, if we did a movie, I'm sorry, but if like we did our own production and we released 2 bangers back to back and we had $100 million, I'm really like, what is the point anymore?
We'll come back in retirement when we spend up all the money and and then everybody's like biting at the
chomping at the
bit.
Yeah.
To get another one. We'll
when it's nostalgic. Yeah. It's like an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
You're not watching an Adam Sandler movie because you're like, fuck, I'm so excited for Happy Gilmore 2. You're just like, I want to feel like a child again when things weren't so tough. Yeah. That's pretty much what everything's made on nowadays, is like old IPs. So you can feel nostalgic and shit. But guys, listen, this has been a pretty decently long, goddamn, hour and 40 minutes. Look at that. Hour and 40 minutes of nothing. You get nothing by listening to this. You've earned nothing by listening to this. You're not more intelligent. There's nothing that happened beneficial to your life by listening to this.
Empty calories.
Yeah,
It's
to this
just nice.
whole, to really the whole podcast. You've wasted your whole time. But guys, we'll waste your whole time in the next one. Love you so much. We'll see you next time.
Later.